A lot of times these police precincts or these DA office, they actually get like a hard on for like an artist or someone who they feel has evaded them. They're used to working with the judge and working the criminal justice system and the courts, and they have favorable outcomes. So when somebody beats them, they usually try to get their gift.
NBA YoungBoy is in a situation right now that has fans questioning his freedom, his future, and everything in between. Behind all the fame, money, and hit records, YB was caught slipping in Utah, but what went down next shocked everybody. Someone dropped a dime on him, leading to a traffic stop that could have easily sent him straight back to prison. But the real story about how Mellow Rackz and his driver protected him from catching another charge is way deeper than anyone expected, and we're about to break it all down. What's good, family? Today we're diving into a situation that exposes real loyalty, intense federal heat, and the kind of pressure that can break friendships or prove who's really solid. This is one of those moments that reveals who truly stands beside you when things get dangerous. Before we get into this crazy situation, let's keep it real. The internet has been going wild, saying what got pulled over in Utah, but somehow walked away untouched while the people with him took the fall. But not a day we're separating rumors from reality, lies from truth, and showing you exactly what went down on that highway. That changed everything for NBA YoungBoy and his crew. So here's what really happened. NBA YoungBoy was riding along Interstate 15 in Utah when state troopers pulled the car over for what they claimed was a basic traffic violation. But let's be honest, this wasn't some random stop. Somebody tipped police off and told them there were drugs in that car. And knowing how the feds feel about YB, they've been waiting for any excuse to try and throw him back behind bars. But don't think this was just bad luck or wrong place at the wrong time. This situation goes way deeper. This looked like a setup, a calculated move, a straight-up attempt to catch YB slipping. And if it wasn't for the loyalty of the people in that car, he'd probably be sitting in a cell right now facing serious time. And here's where things get even crazier. The feds still haven't let go of the fact that YB received that presidential pardon. They've been salty ever since, and they're clearly not done trying to reel him back in. Around 4:30 p.m., YoungBoy was riding with three people total him in the back seat, Mellow Rackz in the passenger seat, and a male driver behind the wheel. They're cruising, minding their business, when those red and blue lights suddenly light up behind them. Now, anybody who understands street life knows the rules. When you're rolling with someone the feds are watching as closely as YB, you gotta be extra careful. But according to reports from Fox 13 Utah, someone specifically tipped police off, claiming that this exact vehicle had illegal substances inside. That ain't coincidence, that's straight up snitch behavior, no debate. And the crazy part, that means somebody close to YB, or somebody keeping tabs on his every move, wanted to see him fall. Someone picked up the phone, called the cops, and straight up told them exactly what car YB was in and what they find inside. So when that Utah Highway Patrol trooper pulled them over and tried to play it off like a simple traffic violation, we all know that was cap. They already had that tip in hand. Now, all they needed was an excuse to dig through the car. And this is where things get real complicated legally. Utah doesn't play about weed. It's not legal medically, it's not legal recreationally, it's completely banned. So the second that trooper walks up and claims he smells marijuana, boom. That's all the probable cause he needs to search the whole vehicle from top to bottom. According to the official Utah Highway Patrol statement, after that search, illegal substances were found and seized. No speculation, no guessing, they found them. And when those drugs turned up, everybody in that car knew exactly what time it was. This is the moment where loyalty is tested. This is where you find out who's real and who cracks under pressure. But here's where the story flips. Mellow Rackz and the driver didn't hesitate. They immediately took responsibility. They told officers straight up, that's ours, not his. They willingly took the charges on the spot. Knowing Utah is one of the worst places to get hit with a drug case, reports say charges are being reviewed for the driver and Mellow Rackz, not NBA YoungBoy. Would walked away without cuffs, without charges, because the people in that car decided his freedom mattered more than their own. Now, why would they do that? Let's be honest, NBA YoungBoy is a breadwinner. He's the one keeping families fed, paying bills, and changing lives. If he gets locked up again, everything stops. No shows, no music, no money. Everybody loses. Mellow and the driver knew that. They understood the game, so they made a choice, a dangerous one, but a calculated one. And don't get it twisted. A drug case in Utah is no small sacrifice. We're talking real prison time, massive fines, and a record that follows you for life. But they still took that fall because in this world, protecting the one who feeds the team is the unspoken rule. It's deeper than friendship, it's survival. What makes this even crazier? The feds are still after NBA YoungBoy like he's public enemy number one. And this traffic stop. Yeah, it might not have been as random as they want us to believe. But here's the thing, this story isn't just about a traffic stop. It's about loyalty, power, pressure, and a system that still wants to see YB back behind bars, and we're just getting started. This situation was way more than just a random police stop. Back in 2024, NBA YoungBoy was staring down serious federal firearm charges. He was facing real prison time, the kind that could have completely ended his career, but in a move nobody expected. He was granted a presidential pardon. The feds had built their case, they were prepared to lock him up. And out of nowhere, the president stepped in and cleared it. Do you really think federal prosecutors just shrugged and moved on? Of course not, they've been waiting for the perfect moment to target him again. DJ academics even explained how YB needs to stay alert because Utah, especially, seems determined to go after him, remember? This is the same state where he got tied up in that prescription drug scandal in 2024. He paid a $25,000 fine and assumed it was finished, but Utah didn't forget anything. When you beat the justice system once, they remember you. Beat them twice with a presidential pardon, and they're actively hunting for a third strike. Utah authorities even admitted they were reviewing whether YB's past could impact the situation, despite the fact that he did not claim ownership of the drugs. That alone shows how badly they want him. They're searching for any possible link to violate his conditions and drag him back into custody. This isn't just about one traffic stop. It's about a pattern of reckless behavior that has people genuinely worried about NBA YoungBoy's future. To be brutally honest, YB keeps acting like someone who doesn't care about consequences. He doesn't seem afraid of jail, and that mindset makes him a danger to himself and everyone around him. His involvement with drugs and related charges isn't new. Throughout his career, he's repeatedly found himself in situations involving narcotics, whether it was prescription fraud or possession, and instead of learning from close calls, he keeps repeating the same behavior. That's what people describe as crash dummy behavior, doing the same dangerous things expecting a different outcome. People in the streets constantly talk about how YB moves around with drugs regularly. Whether they're for personal use or simply around him, he constantly creates risk. And for someone who's a multi-millionaire artist who literally received a presidential pardon, that's beyond irresponsible, it's self-destructive. Think about it, you narrowly escape federal prison, you're making millions. You have kids and people relying on you, yet you're still riding around with illegal substances in a car. That's not real. That's not tough, that's foolish. We also have to look at the bigger perspective. The feds don't just want YoungBoy because of drugs or weapons. They want him because he represents everything they can't control. A young black superstar who made millions, influences millions, and has beaten their system multiple times. Every time he avoids prison, it embarrasses them. Every time he escapes punishment, it challenges their power. So they're not stopping, they will keep monitoring him, waiting patiently, building cases, and if they can't get him directly, they'll come for the people protecting him. Mellow Rackz and that driver could easily become examples. The question is whether YB will finally change. His freedom is hanging by a thread. If he gets hit with another charge, any charge while still under scrutiny for that pardon, the feds can come back harder than ever. They can argue he never learned, that he's dangerous, that he deserves the harshest punishment. And this time, there may be no pardon to save him. Mellow Rackz and the driver bought him time. They gave him another chance to make smarter choices. But if he wastes it, their sacrifice means nothing. They'll be stuck battling serious cases while he loses everything again. For anyone who hasn't followed his legal journey, YoungBoy has been arrested numerous times since his career began: assault, weapons charges, drugs. He's constantly in legal trouble. He's been to prison, been on house arrest, worn ankle monitors, and through all of it, he continues repeating destructive behavior. Some say it makes him real, that he lives what he raps. But there's a difference between being real and ruining your life. You don't need to constantly risk everything to prove authenticity. This also puts the people around him in a bad situation. Mellow Rackz took a case for him. That's loyalty, that's sacrifice. But what happens if she ends up behind bars while YB moves on? What if the driver ends up with a criminal record and can't find work? Will YoungBoy truly support them the way they supported him? In the streets, loyalty is supposed to go both ways. If someone takes a case for you, you make sure they're taken care of. But the industry is full of people who went to jail for artists and got abandoned. YoungBoy's situation isn't just about drugs or police, it's about power, loyalty, consequences, and the dark price of fame. It's about a young man who gained everything but still can't escape the lifestyle that constantly threatens to take it all away. It's about people sacrificing their own freedom to protect him, and it's about a justice system determined to punish anyone who beats them. The real question is what happens next. Will YB finally move smarter, realize his freedom is worth more than temporary thrills? Or will he continue behaving recklessly until the feds finally get exactly what they've been waiting for? And what about Mellow Rackz and the driver? Will they truly face harsh punishment? Or will prosecutors decide otherwise? Will YoungBoy take care of them if they do? This whole situation should be a wake-up call. We can't keep glorifying reckless behavior while artists risk everything. Every time someone goes to prison or dies, we lose talent, culture, and voices. NBA YoungBoy has been given chances most people never get. He's beaten multiple cases, been pardoned, and had people literally sacrifice their freedom for him. The real issue now is whether he wastes those chances or finally understands how much he stands to lose. The feds are watching, Utah is watching, the entire rap world is watching. One more mistake could end everything he's built. Another thing that people need to understand is the psychological pressure that comes with constantly being watched. When every move you make is monitored by law enforcement, the media, and millions of fans, it creates a dangerous environment. YoungBoy isn't just living life, he's living under a microscope. One wrong move, one bad decision, and everything he has can disappear overnight. That kind of pressure can make even smart people slip, and when you combine that with his history and lifestyle, the risk becomes even higher. At the same time, the people around him play a huge role in what happens next. If he surrounds himself with individuals who encourage reckless behavior, who don't challenge him, who let him continue down the wrong path, then the outcome is predictable. But if he has real people around him, people who care more about his future than his image, then maybe he still has a chance to change direction. Because whether people want to admit it or not, NBA YoungBoy is more than just a rapper. He's a father, a provider, and a symbol for millions of young fans watching his every move. And that's why this whole situation matters. It's bigger than gossip, bigger than headlines. It's about what happens when fame, street mentality, and federal pressure collide. It's about whether someone with everything to lose can finally decide to protect what he has most. Importantly, it's about whether the sacrifices people made for him will inspire him to grow up, or whether he'll continue living the same cycle until it finally destroys him. One thing is clear: the next decisions he makes will define the rest of his life.